Hey guys, what's up? My name is Nathan and welcome to Hale. In this video, I will be talking about the year 2018. This is crazy. We're coming to the close of the Decade in Review series. It's about time. You guys have been so faithful and waiting for me. I'm sorry it's taken so long. If you've been following my channel for a little bit, you'll know that I actually already have a 2018 top 10 video on my channel, but let me assure you that my list has changed a little bit and I've seen a few more movies, and so it's a little different from the last video you saw. Let's start off with a few honorable mentions. Number 15 goes to Stan and Ollie. Number 14, Black Klansman. 13, The Ballad of Buster Scruggs. 12, First Man. And 11, Black Mirror Bandersnatch. All right, so starting at number 10, we've got Paddington 2. I think the reason I like Paddington 2 as well as basically everyone else on the planet who has seen it is because it's just such a lighthearted film. And plus, it feels like a Wes Anderson movie with the colors that we get and, well, really the colors. That's why it feels like a Wes Anderson movie. A little bit of the humor too. Number 9 goes to Free Solo. Free Solo for me was just super fascinating, which is why it makes my list. It's kind of interesting because one of the critics said that this is a movie that you need to see on the largest screen possible. We're talking like IMAX. And I watched it on my laptop when it came on Disney+. But with that being said, I still really like this movie. And so I guess it just goes to show that no matter what the size of screen is that you watch this movie on, hopefully you'll still enjoy it. But I've recently become more interested in rock climbing. I still have never been rock climbing outdoors. It's on the bucket list. Hopefully I'll be doing it in the next few months with the weather getting warmer. But I have gone indoor rock climbing and I really like it. And so watching this movie and seeing him going free soloing, it's insane. It's absolutely insane. Coming in at number 8 is Isle of Dogs. This is a movie that when I saw it in theaters, I was highly anticipating it and I didn't like it that much. Well, it's not that I didn't like it, I was just let down by it. But on a rewatch, I enjoyed it so much more. And so if you're also conflicted with this movie, I highly recommend you rewatch it. Just give it another try. I think I mostly like this movie because of the beautiful stop motion, and also dogs are one of my favorite animals. I mean, who doesn't like dogs? And so to watch this movie all about dogs, and there's like a pack of dogs and they each have their own signature personality, it was just both amusing but also entertaining, and get with the criterion, we need a release. Number 7 goes to another animated movie actually, and that is Incredibles 2. Why isn't it called The Incredibles 2? I mean, the first one's called The Incredibles. Why can't we call this one The Incredibles 2? It bothers me. On to more important things. Okay, so Pixar is guilty of having a lot of unworthy sequels. I will go ahead and say Incredibles 2 is a worthy sequel. You can quote me on that. This movie's just really quotable. And if you're thinking to yourself, Nathan, I can't think of one quote from the movie right now. The one that always comes to my mind is the num num cookie, num num, or whatever. And he's trying to when he's trying to lure Jack in. I don't know what it is, but my little sister and I, we quote that line all the time. So to me, that makes the movie quotable enough to give it recognition for being quotable. And also, I think it was this movie that inspired California Adventures to create Incredicoaster, and that ride's awesome. So yeah. I don't have anything else to say about this movie. Number 6 goes to Mission Impossible Fallout. This was one of the best, if not the best, action movie of 2018. It was a movie that, as I was watching it in the theaters, it was just nonstop action, but not only action, but also just suspense, edge of your seat suspense, where you're wondering how they're going to get through this, how it's going to be possible to get through this, how it's going to be possible to accomplish the mission. And plus, I will go ahead and say that this is the best Mission Impossible movie to date. I have seen the whole series, and this is my favorite one. My only worry with this series, I know that they have another one coming out. I think they have 2 more planned coming out, and I just wonder, how are they going to top themselves off? And maybe they're not trying to top themselves off. Maybe they're not trying to be better than Fallout or previous movies, but each movie just has a new crazy stunt or a new crazy storyline, and I just wonder, how are they going to top themselves off? But maybe they're just going for fun action movies with a fun mission to watch, and if that's what they're going for, then great. Hopefully they delivered what we want, but I just don't know if they'll be able to top off Fallout in the years to come. Number 5 goes to Green Book. Okay, oddly enough, really great Christmas movie. And that's probably just because I watched it in December, and I know that the movie ends with a Christmas scene. This was just a movie that I watched, and I walked out with a smile on my face. I was just very satisfied with this movie. And also, if you've been living under a rock, it also won the Oscar for Best Picture, which I'm pro Green Book. I was voting for it to win Best Picture, and so I'm sorry to all the Green Book haters, but I really do enjoy this movie. Now, with that being said, I've only seen it once, and I want to see it again. I just haven't gotten around to it. So I do plan on watching it again. But in the one time that I've seen it, I really liked it. Number 4 goes to Searching. Searching was a low-budget film that came out in 2018, but it got a lot of views. I've seen a few other people's rankings for 2018, and a lot of people recognized Searching, so I'm really glad that people have seen this movie. With that being said, though, to all my non-movie loving friends, this is always one of the first movies I recommend to them if they ask for recommendations. Yes, it's a low-budget film, but it accomplishes new levels on the found footage category. And what I mean by that is, if you weren't aware, this whole movie is filmed on the screen of a computer or other electronic devices. And this movie's composition is one of those scores that I listen to often. Like when it comes on shuffle, I don't skip it. I listen to it because it's a very soothing score at parts. And also the opening is very emotional, one that could be compared to the movie Up. Coming in at number 3 is Leave No Trace. If you watch my last 2018 video, Leave No Trace came in at number 1. And while I still stand by everything I said in that video, I think I just realized that, yes, it means a lot to me, this movie, but I can't deny that the movies that I will show at number 2 and number 1 are my 2 favorite movies of 2018. But if you didn't see my other 2018 ranking video, then I'll just go ahead and say that Leave No Trace is a movie that I really like because I'm a sucker for Thomasin McKenzie, and it was because of this movie that I found out about her, and I really fell in love with her as an actress. The movie is nothing extraordinary, it's nothing insane. Honestly, it's just a beautiful movie about a father and daughter and their love for each other. So if you're into those kind of movies, the slower burning movies that have kind of like an emotional punch and good acting, then I definitely recommend Leave No Trace. Last I checked, it's on Amazon Prime. Number 2 goes to Avengers Infinity War. All right, guys, I'm going to be honest. I would be lying if I put this movie any lower on this list. To this day, I can look up the trailer to this movie on YouTube and just be left in awe. I can still get goosebumps and recount the memories of watching the trailer for the first time or for the 50th time. And to this day, I can still consider this the most shocking movie theater experience I've ever had in my life. The marketing for this movie was so outstanding. They really led us to believe that Iron Man or Captain America would be the ones who get killed or seriously wounded in this movie, just from the way they marketed the trailers and everything. But if anything, we practically got everyone but Iron Man and Captain America getting killed, or dusted, whatever you want to call it. But honestly, I remember being in the theater, and this is a spoiler alert, but I think by now it's safe to say that everyone has seen this movie. But I was sitting in the theater, and in that final scene where Thanos snaps and everyone's being dusted, my mom, she saw the movie with us, and she leaned over to me and she said, "Spider-Man better not be dusted." And I was like, "Oh, no. He won't be dusted. He's a new Marvel character. Like, they're not going to get rid of Spider-Man. First off, he's a main character, and also he's new to the MCU. They're not going to get..." And as I'm thinking that, he gets freaking dusted. I was like, what the freak, Marvel? That's crazy. Good on you. You seriously, genuinely shocked me. And it was also really sad. My friend Jackson, before seeing this movie, some bozo on YouTube spoiled that Black Panther dies in this movie. But he didn't know how Black Panther died. And so all he knew was that Black Panther died. And he was so frustrated. And I told him, I was like, okay, yes, that is true. But once you see the movie, it will all make sense. Because Jackson saw the movie a day after me. And when he finally saw the movie, he understood what I meant and everything. But yeah, don't spoil movies unless you're going to give a spoiler warning as I'm spoiling this movie. Come on, it's been out for 2 years. And my number 1 movie of 2018 was definitely Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I'm just going to read my Letterboxd review for this movie the first time that I ever saw it. I think that will kind of sum up my thoughts on it. So I watched it December 15th, 2018 for the first time, and here's what I said. This movie was great. Beautiful animation, creative storytelling, and even inspiring. Spider-Man has been my favorite superhero for as long as I can remember, so you can just imagine how much I loved this movie. And then I go on to say, I'd say the final 30 minutes were a 10 out of 10, and everything before that was a solid 9 out of 10, so I'll settle for a 9.5 out of 10. But honestly, to this day, I've since seen this movie 3 more times, total of 4 times in the time it's been out. I like the whole movie, even the beginning of it and the middle half of it. I just love it. The animation makes up for anything I didn't like about it from my first viewing. I really want to echo what I said about the movie being inspiring, because that's why this movie is my number 1, and that's why it's one of the most rewatchable movies of all time for me. I think this movie is incredibly inspiring, with the whole message of anyone can be a superhero. It doesn't matter who's behind the mask. You can be Spider-Man. You can be Spider-Man. You can be Spider-Man. You can be Spider-Man. We can all be Spider-Man. It's great. I love it. And you better believe that I am so excited for the sequel coming out in 2022. So long away, but hey, man, I wonder how much will have changed by 2022. That's crazy to think. Okay, so now I'm going to share a sentence describing this year in movies. The sentence I would give to 2018 is, what a weird year. All right, don't get me wrong. Lots of good movies this year. I just talked about all my favorite movies and I liked all those movies. But man, what a weird year. I feel like movies I should have loved, I didn't love, and movies that were nominated at the Oscars shouldn't have been nominated at the Oscars. And although I was so pro Green Book winning at the Oscars for Best Picture, that was weird. Like Roma, I thought for sure had it in the bag. So when Green Book won, I was just like shocked. I was like, okay, yeah, good job, Green Book, let's go. I mean, I didn't expect it to win. Normally it wouldn't have won. Like, since when do the Oscars let movies win that the majority of public like? I'm just saying. But yeah, it was a good year of movies. It was just a weird year. And after adding up all my average ratings for this year, the average rating I would give this year is a 7.03. Out of the 59 total movies I saw, I gave 4 movies a 10 out of 10, and I gave 1 movie a 1 out of 10. And that movie was Cloverfield Paradox. That movie's garbage. Unlike 10 Cloverfield Lane, this movie's a great movie. You should all watch it. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope to have 2019 out soon. And then the grand finale, top 10 movies of the decade. You guys have been great. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.